What's up, y'all? So I'm gonna actually get ready to show you guys a quick video on Raku Firing. So I've done a video before on Raku Firing when I first got my Raku cam, but here's another update of what I'm actually currently doing with my Raku stuff for my Black Panther series. So I have two pieces here, lidded pieces that I'm actually fired today. What I've just done is preheated my kiln. Or trying to preheat my kiln because my kiln is outside, so I want to try to make sure I get a lot of moisture out of the kiln. So I'm going to actually preheat the kiln a little bit to draw some of that moisture out before I actually fry these babies. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the preheat. Okay, so I actually preheat the kiln. Inside I have a break. Turn to the other side. I actually have the flame split so that the flame is actually going around, circle motion around inside the kiln. So, hold there, have a hole here, converted this old kiln into a Raku kiln. What you guys see on the inside, you can see how the flame is being split. Yeah. So, as it's heating up, it can actually spiral around the pieces. Here comes Jody. Where were you going? Alright, so now, okay, so this is what we're going to do. I usually take some electrical tape or like some very, very thin tape to do the glazing process. Let me show you guys real quick what I do. I'm gonna actually I like to leave the lids unglazed so they can get like that nice black color. And then I'm just gonna make the decision where I wanna actually lay the tape. I'm gonna do the tape on this here real quick, and then go from there. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do that. I decided to make the decision on where to lay the tape. And it did. I said I was gonna do something different this time. Not the typical way I usually would do this. So as you can see, I'm doing the taping on this. All right, people. So here we go, peeps. I tape this lid. I'm gonna actually glaze the knob here with the copper glaze. This one I'm gonna leave bare. I'm gonna leave this one bare. And I'm gonna show you guys what I did. So I taped up all the areas that I really want to actually put glaze in. So I put glaze here, here, and here. And then I'm gonna remove this, and then everything else is gonna be black. And then I do my gold embellishments on this here. This one is gonna be glazed here, and then here, all at the bottom. Typically, I usually do like the center is what I typically do, but I'm gonna try something different with this one and actually do the bottom part and see how that turns out. So here we go. Let's glaze up. The glaze that I am using is by one of my favorite glaze company. It's going to be Mayco. This is their copper penny glaze. I love this glaze on Raku pieces. It turns out really, really good. Especially like when you get that good lick from the flame of the fire within the firing of the Raku Firing. Let me explain. I said that crazy. Anyway, what I meant to say is when you get the look of the flame when you are firing, like, and you put it into the combustible material. Like when I take it out the kiln and then it's like red, red hot, and then I put it into the trash can, like when that flash comes up and that flame hit the glaze of the glaze surface where it's just really, really shiny, it's gonna give you that nice copper penny look, like real, like beautiful copper. So if you wanna get the good shiny, shiny copper, make sure when you put it in the kiln that the glaze get a nice flash or a lick of that flame. So yeah, shake this up really good. The instruction says to put on at least 3 coats. So that's what we're gonna do. This has been fired to cone 04, not 05, cone 04. Make sure you clean your bisque, because I didn't tell you guys to do that, but make sure you clean your bisque off, you know, wipe it down with a wet sponge or whatever like that, and then go from there. But yeah, show you guys. Shake this up real good. Yes, Lord. All right, now we're gonna get started glazing. I'm gonna speed this up because it's gonna take a while. Okay. All right, so now that your glaze is about dry and you have all your layers that you need, you're gonna actually get ready to do the cleanup work. I just have a sponge here in a little bowl with some water in it. It's a sherbet bowl, but hey, just to do the cleanup, okay? So now all I'm gonna do now is take the tape off around the edges. It's still a little wet around the edges where the tape has been laid. So be careful. Typically I wait until it is all the way dry before I take the tape off. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this off a little bit so you guys can see. All right, and so this is what we have left. So I end up getting a little glaze here and here in a few spots. So I'm just gonna take my sponge to clean up those little spots there. Really good. All right. Those spots are nice and clean. Move on to the next one. So you move to the next one. Get ready to clean this up. I'm gonna clean the bottom here because I glazed close to the edge, so I'll make sure I get that cleaned up real nicely. And then once I finish doing it, I'm gonna remove the tape and do the same thing I did for this piece. So just, you know, going through it and cleaning up, trying to make sure that the piece doesn't have any splashes from brushing the glaze on. So, all right guys, so now I'm gonna actually load the kiln that has been preheated. Place the pieces inside. And typically what I like to do, I like to try to place the pieces where I can actually see the glaze melting on the pot when it's ready. Right here we have our trash can full of our combustible material, so that way when we get ready to fire and these things are ready, we can actually place them inside of our trash can. So now we have the kiln going. All right, so actually about to get ready to unload the cam. About to cut it off. The glaze is really, really hot at this moment. So I want to make sure I get a chance to go ahead and get ready. Have my lids ready to go. All right. Woo! All right, seal it off. Woo! That's hot. That is extremely hot. Woo! So, let it sit in about 20 minutes. We'll come back, open the kilns, spray them, wash them off. What I like to do is I actually like to wash the glaze off, or at least put water on it, so that way it can lock in the colors that's on it, like the flushes and stuff like that. Once you put the water, it's going to shock it and lock those colors in for you. So he just did it. Say hey, Jody. All right. So I have some water here, so I can actually shake these. Here's the lid, first lid. Lid came out pretty good. It came out good. It is cracked, but we are gonna go with it. Let's see what it looks like. Fluff a little bit. Take them and clean them up. this is what we have. I'm gonna actually take these and clean these up. I mean, they can stand alone as little vases by themselves, but they have lids. And this is the risk sometimes when you're Raku firing, you end up getting cracks. As you can see, this end up cracking here. And this is actually for this piece. It's cracked, but it is still sealed. So I'm going to, and it's crazy because it cracked in the front here and it cracked in the back also. So I'm gonna find a way to embellish those crack lines on this piece. Still a lovely, beautiful piece. I'm going to clean them up. And this one did pretty good as well. So this one did really, really good. So clean these up and go from there. So, all right. Hey y'all. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your pieces after you pull them out of the first wash or drying, or the first wash. When you actually take them out of the trash can, put them in the water to kind of seal this glaze on there. After you do that, you're gonna take them. You're gonna wash them. You're gonna wash them with some water. Getting all that trash can debris and all that kind of stuff off of that you use to fire these with after you do your reduction. And then after you do that, clean them up, you're gonna let them dry for a few hours so all of the water inside could actually dry out of these pieces here. Raku pieces tend to be still porous, so that means they're not gonna be good to hold liquid because of the type of firing technique that they're fired with. So after that, you want to try to make sure that if you're going to do like a seal on them, do like a cold seal. Some people do like wax seals on them. I usually do like a cold seal with a clear acrylic. Now this is going to really protect this copper because copper is still, it's like one of those aging things. So like if you don't put a seal on it, like with the oxygen and stuff like that, this color could change throughout the years. So what I want to do to make sure to keep this from actually tarnishing and changing, I'm going to put a cold seal on it. So the cold seal that I use is this Creline spray paint, which is actually made for non-firing glaze for bisque pieces, plaster, and more. And it dries in like a few minutes or whatever. So that's what I'm going to use for my gloss seal. So what I usually do is I take this gold wax that I like to use for my Black Panther series, and I do like embellishments on it to add like little carrots and extra to my Black Panther series or to my Raku pieces. So once I do that, you see that, I add the gold here, and I use like tape and stuff like that. And after I do the gold embellishments, that's when I do like the cold seal. So I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of the body, and I'll show you guys what it looks like later. But this is just to show you guys the whole Raku technique of firing and stuff like that. So we're going to work more on my embellishments and go from there. Alright y'all, so here's the results. Just in case you guys wanted to see, I did decide to actually do the results for you guys so you can see once I finish doing the embellishments and the good cold seal on this. So yeah, this is what we have. These are the pieces. See like the lidded jars, lids on them. Alright, so you have it. Thanks for watching.